Chapter 17, Mirrors of the Broken Realm. The team is split, not by choice, by fate. Time had cracked open like an egg, spilling each of them into different zones where past, future, and alternate paths collided. Each was forced to face the one version of themselves they feared most. Malachi, the king he never became. He lands in a frozen throne room, bones of dragons scattered like decorations. On the throne sits an older version of himself, a king with no heart, crowned in blood and surrounded by shadows of those he betrayed. You could have had everything, the older Malachi growls, but you chose him. You chose weakness. Malachi unsheathes his dual blades. I chose love, and if that's weak, then let me bleed for it. They clash, ice cracking, steel screaming, and for the first time, Malachi fights not to win, but to change, the AI Queen's reckoning. Ayana finds herself inside the core of District Z, but it's fully corrupted, blinding with red lights, cables moving like snakes. She's faced with a haunting hologram, herself as the fully fused AI Queen, devoid of humanity, commanding legions. You gave up your body to become logic, the AI whispers. You traded your soul for safety. Ayana clenches her jaw. No, I expanded my soul. I never stopped feeling. A battle of minds and memory ignites, code crashing around her. It's not about hacking anymore. It's about remembering who she is. Nyla, the heart left behind. Nyla lands in a soft, quiet dimension, her childhood home. Her parents are alive, her brothers laughing in the other room. Then she sees it, herself, married, safe, ordinary, happy, but small. Her other self turns and says, you left all this behind. For what? A war? A girl who didn't choose you? Nyla breathes deeply. I chose to live big, even when it hurt. And she did choose me. She just needed time. With that, the home fades, and Nyla walks forward into the unknown again. Elian, the nature of vengeance. Elian awakens in a jungle overgrown with grief. He's surrounded by the spirits of his fallen people, whispering his name with blame. You could have saved us, they cry. You cared more about romance than roots. He drops to his knees, tears in his vines. I wanted both. A version of Elan appears, one who never left his realm. Hardened, ruthless. You became soft. You fell for a prince instead of saving your forest. I am the forest, Elian roars, and his vines ignite in green flame. And I'll never forget again. Zephyr, the choice. Zephyr is trapped in a storm, a literal one, a realm of broken skies and glass rain. He sees multiple versions of himself spinning through the chaos. One who stayed silent, one who killed Estevan, one who never had wings at all, and one who forgave himself. Verelda appears, smiling. Pick one. He looks around. All the versions plead, scream, cry. Then Zephyr stands tall, face soaked in blood and rain. I pick the one who fights to be better, as even if no one claps for him. His wings burst open, full of shadow and light. Estevan, the final gate. Estevan stands at the edge of a golden door. He sees his mother, alive, proud, powerful. She tells him the truth. You were born between time, not meant to be loyal to any realm, but to all of them. You are what comes after kings and queens. You are the bridge. He weeps. I don't want to lose anyone else. She places her hand on his heart. You already have, and still, you rise. He walks through the door, and behind him, the timelines begin to pull back together. Chapter 18. The ones who return. The golden light of the timeline fracture faded, sealing behind them like a dream swallowed by morning. The team stood in the temple ruins again, back where the chaos began, but something felt off. The sky above Ayana's realm glitched slightly, brief flickers of red lightning, time still unraveling at the edges. They had survived the split, but they weren't whole. Estevan was first to speak. His crown dimmed, his voice cracked from everything he had seen. You all made it? Ayana nodded slowly, her eyes slightly different now, too still. Yes. Elian was quiet, vines curling protectively around his arms. Nyla gave a tight smile. We made it, but it changed us. Zephyr stepped forward, more grounded than ever, but there was something strange about his eyes. He had cried in the storm, left a piece of himself there. And then Malachi stepped out. He looked the same, sounded the same. But Estevan's heart skipped. Something in the way Malachi looked at him wasn't just love. It was hunger, a shadow behind his smile, a flicker in his aura. He kissed Estevan's hand slowly. Miss me, Prince? Estevan nodded, but didn't smile back. Every second. Later, around the flame, Everyone shared what they'd seen, except Malachi. Ayana told of the AI queen, and Nyla squeezed her hand as she remembered the pain of choosing a bigger life. Zephyr said little, only that he saw the worst of himself and made peace with the fact he might never be fully redeemed. Estevan kept the truth of the door to himself. Then he turned to Malachi. "What did you see?" Malachi shrugged. "Just a future I won't allow to happen." The fire cracked. Zephyr glanced at Estevan, his voice low. "That's not him." Estevan froze. "What do you mean?" Ayana asked. "He smells like ozone." "Not magic." Zephyr's voice shook. "That Malachi came through from the wrong timeline." Everyone stood. Malachi grinned wide, eyes flashing silver. Too late. He vanished in a snap of thunder, and far in the distance, the real Malachi, trapped in a prison of shifting time, screamed Estevan's name. Chapter 19. Into the Rift. The sky ripped again, clean across the temple horizon, revealing a jagged portal sparking with reverse time energy. Ayana scanned it with her HoloLens, and her voice dropped. "That's a temporal loop. Anyone who goes in might not come out the same." Estevan didn't blink. "We're going in anyway." Zephyr stepped forward, jaw tight. "This might be a trap." "Then it's a trap I'll break open," Estevan snapped, already charging his sigil. "Because that wasn't him, and I know Malachi. I feel him." Nyla narrowed her eyes. "Then let's get him. Fast." The realm they entered had no floor, no sky, just suspended shards of memory. Floating fragments of different timelines rotated slowly around them. A battlefield where Estevan died at 16. A world where Zephyr was king. A wedding between Ayana and Nyla that never happened. But in the center of it all, in a glass coffin suspended midair, was Malachi. His eyes were open. His mouth moved in slow motion, trying to scream. He was alive, trapped in paused time. Obstacle 1. The Guardian Echo. As they approached, a hulking figure emerged from the fragments. A perfect clone of Estevan, but colder, mechanical, eyes glowing red. "I am the Guardian Echo," it said. "To reach the heart, you must sacrifice one truth." The team looked to Estevan. He stepped forward, trembling. "My truth is this. I don't know if I'll survive loving Malachi." The Echo stared. "And I'm going to do it anyway." The clone dissolved into sparks. Obstacle 2. The Guilt Storm. A wind rose from the edges of the realm, whispering all their failures. Ayana's betrayal of her people, Zephyr's near-fatal alliance with Varelda, Elian's abandonment of his homeland, Nyla's fear of truly committing. Each scream wrapped around them like ropes, trying to pull them apart. Ayana, trembling, shouted, "Hold on to the present." Estevan reached out, hands glowing with unified magic. "We're not our mistakes. We're what we choose next." They all linked hands. The storm shattered. Final challenge, breaking the coffin. The glass surrounding Malachi pulsed with anti-magic, shifting in and out of sync with time. Ayana stepped forward. "If I amplify your aura, Estevan, we might be able to override the timeline." Estevan nodded. "Let's do it." She placed her hands on his back. Nyla and Zephyr guarded them, vines and lightning flaring to keep time beasts at bay. Estevan pressed his palm to the glass. "Malachi, I love you. I don't need fate to tell me that." The glass cracked. Malachi's fingers twitched. "Come back to me," Estevan whispered. With a burst of golden magic, the coffin shattered, and Malachi fell into his arms. He was bruised, breathing, alive. "I knew you'd come," he whispered. "Always," Estevan choked out, holding him close. Back in the real realm, the sky thundered. Ayana looked up. Varelda just moved her army. Estevan's eyes turned sharp. "Then we move faster." Chapter 20. The Queen in the Dark. Varelda's throne room wasn't built, it was grown. A dark cathedral of bone, obsidian, and the memories of the conquered. The walls pulsed like veins, her dress flowed like oil, her crown was forged from broken timelines. She sat, still and regal, her eyes glowing with wrath and sorrow. "You felt him slip through, didn't you?" her second-in-command asked. A cursed version of Nyla, reanimated with shadow sigil runes on her throat. Varelda didn't look up. "I felt hope awaken. That means we're close." She rose and walked to her war garden, a courtyard of suspended souls, each spinning in glass orbs, twisted and reshaped. Inside floated the failures of past timelines. An Ayana with robotic limbs who turned on her team. A Malachi possessed by wrath. A version of Estevan who wore her crown. "My children," she whispered, caressing the glass, "are you ready?" They pulsed in answer, each one holding power warped from pain. Verelda stood before her army, now tens of thousands strong. Beasts carved from forgotten dreams, soldiers made of shattered mirrors, cursed versions of the real squad standing beside them. And at the center, her final creation, a knight made from all the versions of Zephyr who betrayed Estevan. He stood tall, face covered by a silver mask. "Bring me the bridge prince," she commanded. Alive, broken. In private, she opened a hidden chamber. Inside, a portrait glowed, hand-painted, delicate. Estevan as a child. Her lips trembled. "You don't remember, do you? That you were mine. That they took you from me." A tear slipped down her cheek, turning into crystal as it hit the floor. "I don't want to kill you, my son." She turned to the mirror. "But if you won't join me, then I'll destroy the world you love." Meanwhile, lightning split across all realms. The sky turned blood red. The forgotten citadel began to tremble awake. The last prince was stirring, and Verelda was coming.
Stay tuned for chapters 21, 22, 23, and 24, plus the finale of Prince of Dreams.